Hey you guys, how's it going? I've noticed a few new subscribers lately. Welcome aboard. For those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, it's great to have you guys back. Today I want to tell you guys a story about something that happened to me the day before yesterday. It was so frustrating. I was trying to buy some stocks using my Schwab account and I was denied. So I just want to tell you about what happened. Maybe you can learn something from my experience so this won't happen to you guys. And also, just before we get started, I want to share with you that this is me teaching you guys about something that happened, sharing my experience, but this is not financial advice. So my name's Jeff Luke, and I'm a professional photographer. I'm also a writer, and I've written some books about investing. One of them is called Stock Market Intelligence. It's on Amazon. And one of the things I love to do is to research stocks and spend a lot of time just reading about them, watching videos, going to websites, doing all the reading I can about financial information. And then once I feel like I have a good grasp of a company, I like to buy its stock. So I made a list of 10 semiconductor stocks. These are also known as microchip stocks. And I made a list of the 10 I wanted to buy. And I'm putting about $1,000 into each one of them. And so I wrote, what price I wanted to buy them at. And I like to place limit orders when I buy stocks. So I wrote the limit prices that I wanted to purchase. And then I went onto my Schwab mobile app and I went to place my first order. And I typed in the stock ticker and the amount I wanted to pay, the limit order and stuff. And I went to review the order so I could place it and buy the stock. And I was denied. It wouldn't let me. And I've never had this happen before. So I called up Schwab and I talked to one of their customer service people. They were super friendly and they didn't know what was going on. They did a little research, put me on hold, went talk to someone. And then they came back and said, listen, we're having some technical issue. We're really sorry about this. This is nothing you've done. I can see that you have an account and there's money in the account. But for some reason, we're not able to do this. So, they said they put me on hold and I waited for a while on hold and I finally just gave up and then I hung up and called back and I explained the situation again. Anyways, this went on and on for like a couple hours. Me being told, it's because you just set up an account and you funded it in close succession and our system needs extra time. I was told it was because I clicked a little button so that I could use Think or Swim with this account and that might have delayed the process. But the bottom line is I wanted to buy my stocks and I couldn't. And what I wanted to do is buy these on the last trading day of 2023 so that when the stock market opens next week on Tuesday, the 2nd of January, I already own the stocks. And that way, if they go up to the moon, at least I own them. And so it was very frustrating that I could not buy a single stock in this account. And I didn't have enough cash in my other accounts in order to make these purchases. So I was really stuck. What I've gained from this experience is a couple things. So the first thing is, if I wanted to plan this better, I probably should have set up this account and funded it maybe like a week or several days before I wanted to make the trades. I think that was the first thing. But I didn't know that. And even though it seemed like everything should work, when it came down to it, sometimes reality is different from what you think should happen. So this brings me to, I think, the crux of this video, the meat and potatoes. This is where I think you guys could learn something that you could apply not only to investing, but also just to your life in general. And it all comes to this Greek philosopher. His name was Epictetus. And he was born a slave. He was really poor, but he was a very smart guy. And he was lame. Also, he had like a leg that didn't work. His master wrestled with him. Master came home one night after getting really drunk and tackled his slave Epictetus and broke his leg. And for the rest of his life, he had to get around on crutches. He was basically, maimed. And but this guy didn't let him slow him down. He said, you know what? I still have my mind. I still have my thinking. I still have my wisdom to share with other people. And he never pitied himself. And part of the crux, at the heart of his Stoic philosophy was that there are things in life under your control that you have some kind of power over. And then there's everything else. So all that you can do in your life, all that you should focus on is the things that you can control. And everything else you should not worry about. It will just bring you misery if you get frustrated at the things that other people say or do. And this could be friends, this could be your parents, it could be your children, it could be your teachers, it could be your boyfriend or girlfriend, husband, wife, doesn't matter. But to get upset at things that you don't have control over will just make you really unhappy. So I'm going to share with you a couple quotes that I just wrote down. These are Epictetus quotes, and I think at least one of these is going to resonate with you, and I think it's going to help you. So here's one of the quotes. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. And there's Epictetus' name right there. It's not what happens to you, but how you react. And when you think about that, I'll apply it to this situation. So the brokerage didn't let me buy stocks. It's not fair. Like, this is so frustrating. I literally told the customer service people, I thanked them for helping. I knew it wasn't their fault. But I said, this is so frustrating. I just want to buy these stocks. And, another approach would be, that's interesting. The computer's not letting me buy stocks, but maybe today isn't the day, and maybe this will work out next week. You can just adjust your thinking when it's out of your control. Here is another quote by Epictetus. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Now that is pretty brilliant right there. Make the best use of what's in your power and take the rest as it happens. Things happen, you cannot control them. And if you think about this, you're in traffic, you're driving your car. The car in front of you, the driver is doing stupid stuff. They're on their phone, they didn't start, they slammed on the brakes, somebody cut in front of you. Like, all these things, if you get upset at the traffic around you, you're going to be miserable. But if you just accept that I'm going to get in my car and drive somewhere, and people may do crazy things on the road, but that's what happens when you drive your car. I'm willing to accept that. Epictetus was like that. They didn't have cars then, but he used to go bathing by the side of the river, and he'd bring his sandals and his towel down to the side of the river. And sometimes somebody would steal his towel, or they would take his sandals or something. And he would not get upset. He'd say, that is what happens. And sometimes you go down by the river to bathe, because they didn't have showers and bathtubs. That's what they did. And sometimes this could happen. So realizing you have no control, no power over that, just let it go. And I'm going to show you one more quote. People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. So another way of saying that is, it's not really what happens that bothers you, but it's how it's your take on it. It's what you do to react to it. Who knows? First of all, everything I just checked over the weekend. Now the market's not open, but my account works now, and I can place an order, and it lets me go through each of the successive steps. So I think it's fixed. And they told me, just give it another day and it should work itself out. And I said, technical problems never fix themselves by just waiting, but they were right. And so anyways, I can always buy these stocks on Monday, on Tuesday, because Monday is New Year's Day. But I can buy them on Tuesday, and who knows, in the worst case scenario, all these stocks are going to shoot up in price, but I have no control over that. And who knows, maybe the stock prices will go down on Tuesday. On the first trading day, it could be a down day, and it will be the luckiest thing for me that I didn't buy stocks on Friday, because I'll get them cheaper on Tuesday. So, this is just me sharing with you what's going on. Now, you're going to know about this portfolio if you watch this channel, because I'm going to talk about these semi-stocks. I'm really excited about what I've decided to invest in during the next year. As anyone who's watched this channel knows, last year I invested in ETFs. Every month, on the first day of the month, I invested in 5 different ETFs plus VTI, so technically 6. But I invested in AVUV, in VB, VGT, VHT, and VTV. And then I also invested in VTI. So I was really into this kind of diversified approach to investing, but also choosing sectors. And the funny thing is, for most of the start of the year, except for VGT, which performed really, really well, over 50% year to date, but all these others, did kind of poorly, like the healthcare ETF, VHT, and the Vanguard Value ETF, VTV. They did like really poorly. They underperformed the overall market by a ton. But I invested in AVUV and VB, which are small cap ETFs, and they actually have really started to do well towards the end of 2023 because small caps seem to really be picking up energy and steam and kind of rebounding now towards the end of the year. And who knows, but maybe as we go into 2024, these ETFs are still going to do well. I am not selling any of them. I'm just holding them, okay? But ETF investing is something that I focused on last year. And when I added up all the returns of my ETFs, I literally did not outperform the overall market, whether you're looking at the S&P 500 like VOO or the Vanguard Total Stock Market, VTI. I just didn't beat those with my 5 sector bets and my small caps and all. So I just decided, that was a great experiment. I'm not selling them, but I'm going to try something different. So that's why I'm doing this small cap. There are some mid caps in here, but these are mostly small cap semiconductor stocks I'm investing in. I am so excited about it. I think that was the worst thing about investing or trying to invest Friday was like, I really wanted to buy these stocks. I am so excited to see how this portfolio does. And like when you just want to get something done and then something comes along and just stops you and it's like, no, you cannot buy these stocks. I was like, oh, it's not fair. But anyways, the lesson from all of this is only worry about stuff you can control. And everything else, just let it go. Just let it go. It's not your problem. And I'm going to share one last Epictetus quote because I love this one. It's a bonus quote for you guys, okay? Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. It's incredible. Like YouTube sees that you like the video and then they will, if enough people like it, send it out and show it to other people. And also, if you want to learn more about investing in stocks, especially small cap stocks, and if you're interested in these, microchip stocks, semiconductor stocks, I'm deep diving and talking about stocks, which ones I'm investing in, how much money I spent on each one, and how many shares I got. And then over the course of this year, I am going to be showing you this portfolio. So it's going to be pretty cool. If I were in your spot, I'd want to watch this because you don't have to put any skin in the game. You don't have to risk your money. And you're going to actually see what someone like me has bought these stocks on January 2nd. And you'll just see throughout the course of the year whether this was the stupidest thing I could have done or whether this worked out well. You can do this in the comfort of your own computer or iPhone or Android device or your Galaxy or whatever you're watching this on. If you watch this video, just let me know you saw this because I don't know you watching it, and just write like in the comment section like I saw this or 2 words like hi there. Or subscribe, even better. If you haven't yet subscribed, just subscribe. Click the little notification bell. That's important. Get a notification. And then just write, I subscribed. And that way, just type it in there. That way I'll know. So thank you guys, the new people who have just, signed up, just subscribed to the channel. I'm really happy to have you here. And for those of you who've been watching for a while, thank you so much for coming on back and watching this. Hope to see you. Really looking forward to a great 2024. And I hope you guys are having a great day. I will see you in the next video.